Good morning, this is Belmont teaching with me, Nicola. Firstly, two things I want to start. Always use saline and always put your insert in when the Belmont is turned off. You won't be able to do it with the Belmont on. It's all colour coded, red to red and blue to blue. This in here first, just to get my hands free. The coil in first because that's the biggest thing to get in. This is your heat coil, and this is what heats the cold fluid up to then give to the patient warm. So this is warm fluid here. Bring this down so it's not in the way. And the other big one is for this part here to sit on top of there. Your sensor is in here. So if you have it up here or if you have it down here, it just won't sit tidy. So just push it in, then sits in the grooves. And then the massive thing is this sensor here. You've got to really, really push this into this sensor. If you don't, it will just alarm at you and it won't give any fluid. So if I turn this on now, if you watch this switch, it clamps off. So if you turn it on and then try and put the insert in, you will not be able to get it in there. Does that make sense? Shut the door, clip it. Make sure your clips are open, everything's open. Make sure this isn't kinked. Any kinks, it will just stop giving any fluid. So bring this up as much as you can. Make that nice and tight. Make sure that's unclipped. Attach your fluid. So make sure these are clipped off. These predominantly should be used for blood. And this should be your fluid crystalloid. Put that on there. And then we're priming. So this is what it will look like. And just prime. It takes about 10 seconds. And what it's doing is priming the whole insert and the circuit. You see it? And then just press stop when it's ready. And then it's time to infuse. So, one key thing about this machine is the temperature with which we give the blood or the fluid. If it's not plugged in, it will come up with this sign. It says battery, no heating. And it will only go at a rate of 50 mils per minute. So I'll put this infusion rate up, and that's as high as it will go, or as fast as it will go. Plugged in, it will look like that. So the temperature changes and it will start to creep up. And then you can put the infusion rate up to a maximum of 750. If we need it for transport from A&E to theatres, can't be helped, it will just be on battery, it will just go at 50 mils per minute. And as soon as you're in theatre, please plug it in. Please plug it in. It makes a massive difference to obviously the rate that you can give it and the hemostasis of the patient. For giving more fluid is much better for healing and for clotting. There are different ways that you can give with this. So you can just do what I did then and increase the infusion rate. You can just hold your finger and it will go up slowly. Keep pressing it. You can hold it down and it will go much quicker. It will then just stay at the rate that you set even. It won't change until you change it. You can give boluses. So you can just give a 500 ml of bolus and it will only give that, and it tells you there. It will stop once that's given. So you have to keep an eye on that really. The bolus rate you can change. So if you've got paediatric or you want to give 250 bolus, say, you can change this by holding your finger on it. So if I just hold my finger on there, it's changing here, you see? And then you just let go when it's at the rate. So say you want 100, I'll just let go at 100, and then it will give 100 mils. The other key thing is that depending on what cannula you've got in, if it's a central line, great, all the better. If you're on a peripheral line and it's a pink, it will only give depending on the pressure of the cannula. So you wouldn't be able to get 750 mils through a pink cannula. So bear this in mind here. If it's alarming at you from a pressure perspective, think about your cannula, think about whether you've got a blockage somewhere, whether it's kinked somewhere, and just bear that in mind that you might need to go on a different cannula. And that's it guys, it's really not hard. The biggest thing is when it alarms at you, it will come up on the screen, it will tell you what it's alarming for. Just read what it's telling you, don't panic. The more you panic, the more time it will take you to fix. And invariably, it will be here. On this part here. You have to really push it in properly. I cannot stress that enough. And if it's alarming, it's not giving anything. You're not going to give an air embolus, so don't worry about that. It will stop giving whatever fluid you're giving. But obviously, if you've got a hemorrhaging patient, then that isn't necessarily going to be great from a blood pressure perspective. So really keep an eye on this and make sure that it's running, doing exactly what you want it to do. Any questions, give me a shout. Bye.